Hello there, and welcome to episode 1155 of the Diz Unplugged for December the 7th, 2021. We have got so much to talk about today. There's tons of Disney news, both here at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. So we are going to do our level best to channel our favorite news anchor. We'll sit up straight, and we didn't wear a tie or anything we'll do our best. But we're going to have a great conversation over the next hour or so, and we're glad that you're here to join us. My name's Denny Sunderly. I'm filling in for Pete Warner, who is off floating on the Disney Dream right now, having a grand old time, I am sure. I'm joined here at the table by my dear friends, Rhino Clavin.
Hello. I was going to say he's on maritime law now. Also, he's never worn a tie, but he sure has worn a wig.
There he is. That's perfect. Wigs are fine. Going over to Corey Fiasconaro. I butcher your name, Fiasco.
That's fine. I butcher every name. Jingle, jingle.
What? Not jingle, jangle. Okie dokie. We're going over here to Ben Malin.
Do I have to sit up straight like the whole time?
Yes, you must.
Okay.
Like you have a...
The whole time. Got it. Hello, everyone.
No, you can slouch all you want to. And speaking of slouching, we have Craig Williams back in the nook.
I'll take it if we can get through this intro section already. Jeez Louise.
It's a rocky start, friends. As Craig likes to say, buckle up, weirdos. We're off and running. Of course, we are sponsored by Dreams Unlimited Travel. Let the experts at Dreams help you plan your next Disney vacation. You can visit them today on the web at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. And remember that the expert assistance of the agents comes to no additional charge to you. And if you are like a super diehard planner, because I have been there and done that, I've walked a mile in your shoes. If you want to do all the planning, your agent will take their cues from you. So you get to call the shots, whether you've got a travel agent or not. So visit them at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. I'm gonna just jump into some housekeeping, including, is that okay, Craig? Are you all right? Oh, I've got the thumbs up. We're good to go. As always, please consider liking this video. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, please. That definitely makes Craig happy, and like I've always said, we like to keep him happy. And three big things for you to keep in mind here right at the top of the show. Number one, we have our podcast marathon to benefit Give Kids the World a Village on Saturday. That's this Saturday, December 11th. It's going to begin at 10 a.m. It will run for at least 8 hours. So there's a slight end time, kind of fuzzy end time, so maybe put a question mark on the end here, and we'll all just be locked and loaded, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun.
Yeah,
yes.
I will.
Sure will be
I will
loaded.
go a little bit further on that. The reason why we're saying at least 8 hours, originally I think Pete said it was going to be 12 hours,
yeah.
And then we realized that normally with our live marathons, we are also promoting an auction, either the start of an auction or the end of the auction, and we are not doing that this time around. Mm-hmm. There's a different project that's being promoted with all of this that we'll talk about then. But all that being said, we realized that there was probably about 2 hours worth of just auction updates when we would do the marathons in the past. And now that we don't have those included, when faced with the difficult choice of whether to come up with 2 extra hours of content or just cut off a couple hours, Pete went with the route of just cutting off a couple hours. But it's probably going to go longer than the 8, but we don't want to be the people who give any guarantees out there. You never put the guarantee on the box. That's what I've always said.
There you go. That way you don't disappoint anyone.
You could shove your head up a bull's butt.
What?
That's what he's quoting.
I'd rather take the butcher's word for it.
But I'd rather take the butcher's word for
I
it.
got you. Excellent. There might be cookies involved on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. We're not 100% sure.
I hope there's some food. I need to be fed at all times.
Absolutely. We need food. We need sustenance. So definitely tune in on this channel, on the Diz Unplugged YouTube channel, and you're sure to be entertained. And of course, everything that is raised on Saturday that goes toward the Power of 10 is to benefit Give Kids the World Village. And Rhino and I were just out there last night getting to talk to Stephen Amos, the Vice President of Advancement out there. And it's just again, it just renews your faith in the fact that this village and the volunteers and the team are just amazing, the work that they do for those critically ill kids and their families. So please tune in. We'd love to have you join. Secondly, there's a podcast cruise. It is coming up.
It is.
And it'll be here. It seems kind of far away, like May, but I think it's going to be here before we realize it. So May the 16th through the 20th on the Disney Dream. If you are interested at all in being a part of the podcast cruise and joining us for the journey, for the adventure, although you like to say journey, Rhino, so I'll stick with journey.
I love that journey.
I love that word.
Love that journey for us.
Perfect. Definitely click the bright green button at the top of the homepage, wdwinfo.com. That button will take you to Dreams Unlimited Travel's page, where you will find as many details as you need to be able to book with one of our amazing agents. We don't have a schedule yet. There are things brewing in the background, from what I understand, and you're going to want to be on that ship if you can be. Love to have you. Third little tidbit of housekeeping is that Pete would like for you to keep an eye on his personal Instagram this week. So definitely check that out. He is going to be putting up tons of pictures and things from his cruise. As we all know, that's his happy place right now. And he wants to be able to share it with as many people as he can, because it's, as Tom Bell would say, it's more fun when it's shared. So here we go. So definitely follow Pete on Instagram today. Any other housekeeping? Any other housekeeping? No? No?
No.
Ben, you made cookies. Just to follow up on last week's
boy.
show, you made cookies, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
a lot. Gosh, yeah, so we've had a lot of orders coming in since we talked about that. Released a winter range. It got a couple days behind, hit a couple of snags. Because those
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. So those gingerbread cookies that I brought in, ideal recipe, not necessarily ideal for a certain amount of them for sale. So I had to modify things a little bit. I've been responding to some emails, people wanting to know how much it costs to ship, things like that. It's all dependent on size and weight.
Yeah.
So later today, I'm going to finish everything up, and then these orders that I've gotten, if I've responded to you already, should be shipped out tomorrow morning.
Awesome. And how can people see what you do? Again, what's the way to check out?
Best ways
Haven.
to do it right now are Haven Bakery LLC. That would be on Instagram or Facebook. havenbakeryllc@gmail.com is how you contact me. And I know people keep asking about the website, working on it.
Okay.
I had somebody in charge of it, and I haven't heard from them. Actually, I have. I have heard from them now. So we're working on it. We're getting that website up so that it's a little easier to purchase everything. And I said that I was going to release 3 things over the weekend. That snag kept me from doing it. But the third thing is going to be Buckeyes.
Buckeyes in honor of Craig Williams. Can they be named after Craig? I think they should.
We can
be.
come up. I don't know. We'll some kind of name. We'll do that.
Teasing you.
I don't think we're Disney here changing the names of beloved desserts just
Okay.
to make
Okay.
it our own thing.
Yeah.
But
that's
in
okay.
honor of Ohio roots.
Yeah,
The
so you'll
Buckeyes shall
probably
be
see
named.
those go up tomorrow. That was kind of inspired by a little conversation we had on the Patreon after show
Awesome.
about like kind of doing a regional thing of the month, which is definitely going to happen. So send me your ideas for that. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe not everyone considers Buckeyes a Christmas cookie. So
That's okay.
I'll
It's
do.
okay.
You know what? I'll do 2 more. Leave some comments,
There you go. Ben wants your ideas.
and I'll do 2 more. Why not? Sure.
There you go. Okay,
That
perfect.
just happened, I guess.
It's fantastic, Ben. It's fantastic. Baked goods on demand should happen as often as possible. So
That's what
that's
I'm-
fine.
that's
As
what
long
I'm
as
here
you
for.
give us our baked goods, all of the carbs with sugar that we need to get through the holidays, that's A-okay. And of course, we can be your taste testers here if you need
Yes.
us to be. So I do want to say hi to live chat. If you tune in if you watch us on YouTube when we're live, there's a live chat that goes on, and it's always so awesome that so many great people stop by. So hi to live chat. All right, we're going to get rolling. We have got so many things to talk through, things that have happened in the last week or so that I just want to get y'all's opinion of. Okay, your 2 cents worth. So what? Yes,
I just
Rhino,
tuned out
right
really
off the
quick. You
bat.
did mention Pete's Instagram, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, just double checking. Just double checking.
No, you're
okay.
fine. You can double check all you want to.
Sorry.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah. We did. We mentioned that. So definitely do that.
Okay.
So moving on to the news, the little tidbits that we have to talk about. We'll start in Walt Disney World. That's a very good place to start.
It is.
So just announced this morning, we get 2 new studio kitchens for the food studios. I want to say it correctly, food studios for the Festival of the Arts, which comes mid-January through mid-February. We are getting Deco Delights and the Craftsman's Courtyard. They have announced that 15 food studios will be around World Showcase in total. And I'm glad that we've got some new things coming and new things staying. What do you feel about that?
I've just been consistently impressed by the Epcot festivals. It's my favorite thing at Walt Disney World, probably hands down. And especially this past year and a half with everything kind of being condensed into smaller forms, I found that the festivals really haven't taken that much of a hit at all. If anything, they're just as good as they've always been. So that makes me really, really happy. I'm very excited for Festival of the Arts because if you've never been, I personally, that and Flower and Garden are my 2 favorite. But as far as like the merchandise booths,
Yes.
Festival of the Arts is the best. All the artists all around the World Showcase. There's so many good ones. I always pick a piece up every year. But I'm pumped.
I mean, we could sit here and debate until we're blue in the face about which festival is the best, right? But I think there is such a strong argument for Festival of the Arts, which is so funny because it's the youngest festival. Like, it's the festival we've had the least amount of time. But it is just, you talk about a cohesive festival and the opportunities. Like, you get to stand there and speak to an artist, the artist who is painting the thing that you can also purchase and have them sign. Like, I got to meet Jared Maruyama, and I about had a fangirl cow in the middle of standing. Like, I couldn't believe I was standing there and talking to him about this Remy print that he did that I love so much. So definitely. What do you think about Festival of the Arts? Are you?
I'm really excited. I think that Festival of the Arts is actually the one that took a hit because it was the newer one and because there's so much interactive about it, meeting artists and the live performances, getting to paint on the mural and things like that. And so all of those things were things that were taken away when the world went nuts. And so I think I remember the Festival of the Arts last year or whatever it was that we had kind of been like, this is a shame. Because it was that younger festival with so much more heart to it, I feel like. And that was I remember when that started, and I was like, oh, this is going to be special, I think. And it really was.
It is.
And it looks like it's going to be special again, and I'm really happy. Because, like you were saying, with the festival booths, all the merchandise, the paintings that you can buy, like just realizing, and how far that they actually go to promote local artists.
Yeah.
Also, like we talk about, like how different is the locals' experience when you're there enough to be able to see, oh my gosh, like Disney is like promoting the little guy inside their massive festival. It's kind of cool.
It's a cool
So I like that part too.
The food's really creative.
Yeah.
Too.
Yep. Extra time taken with it.
Definitely.
A lot of fun. Cool beans. All right. So that's happening again. That's January the 14th through February 21st if you want to check out the festival. Number 2 thing to talk about, and we can all, there's a collective hooray for this. Parking lot trams are returning later this month to the Magic Kingdom. And then in the perfect vague way of speaking that we have become so accustomed to, the rest of the other 3 parks will receive their parking lot trams back throughout 2022, whatever that means. So just whenever they're able to, I think they'll just appear. Our own Jackie Gailey was on the Today Show talking about the need for these parking lot trams. We've talked about it on Off the Rails. We've talked about it plenty, the fact that, yes, my goodness, we need them. And so Disney made this big huzzah thing over the fact that they will be back. We're glad to see them. Are there any thoughts regarding parking lot trams here at the table?
I mean, especially at Magic Kingdom. Oh my goodness. If you're parked all the way in the back of Villains or something and you're trying to walk to Main Street, I made the joke the other day, but Magic Kingdom was 40 minutes from Magic Kingdom, you know? Like, I moved here to be a local and live just like 15 minutes from the parks, which is pretty much where I live, 15 minutes from the parks. But then once you park and just the haul to get from the parking lot to Magic Kingdom is longer than your commute, bring the trams back. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy for the people who utilize the trams. I am not one of them. I say very often with this, I am one of those people who, if I have the opportunity to walk, then I will always take that opportunity. Disneyland's different because their whole system is it's completely messed up from where you go to the parking garage till you actually get to the parks and stuff. So that's a different subject. But specifically for Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdoms is irritating to say the least. But rather than just rely on the parking lot trams, I wish they would just fix the way they park cars in general at Walt Disney World, because it is purely aggravating. Like the other day, I know this is local Craig talking with this, but I literally had a meltdown. I got to Epcot I think it was 7:30, and they still were parking rows all the way back when the park closed at 10 o'clock, rather than, let you go up front, start to fill in spaces, or even better yet, let everyone just park wherever they want at that point in time. The world will still continue to survive, but they're still parking all the way in the back. I literally just left.
Oh, no.
I'm not... Do not park me in the second to last row all the way at the back and make me walk all the way up when I know you're going to fill one more row and then you're going to start moving all the way up. And it literally happens at every single park. They park like they are expecting the parks to be at New Year's Day capacity or New Year's Eve fireworks capacity. Just fix that, and then also the trams won't be as necessary. They still will for some parks like Magic Kingdom, that is a hike to get where you're going, but for the other ones, it's not rocket science. We're parking cars.
That's true. It's not. And you're right. They should fill in. Epcot, I feel like the team at Epcot does that. Like if you're getting there later in the evening, they are filling in the closer rows. So the rows that are closer to the entrance, just kind of where people have pulled out and left during the day, which is super nice. And I enjoy that at Animal Kingdom as well. So whenever I get to park in the Peacock lot at Animal Kingdom, I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
Peacock, let's go.
Yeah.
Because it's the closest one
the best
to
one.
the entrance. So these are the little things that make us so very happy, or in Craig's case, so very angry if he gets there and they're parking him in the back 40.
It's just one of those. It's just like, why, especially at Hollywood Studios, where it's like, why do you need to go all the way down to the end of the row when the lot, it would be closer to be further back, but closer to the walkway? And it's just one of the. I don't know why Hollywood Studios, I think they have a parking lot curse on them or something like that, because they literally just dug up, redesigned that entire parking lot, and they still didn't design it correctly, so I don't understand.
It's a situation where I wish that, even on the managerial level, that they would have to come as a normal guest one day and actually go through it all and see what is truly happening there. And I mean that with the trams too. We finally got to that point, but I feel like it's just every so regularly, more people in management level and up need to experience the park like normal guests, and
Amen, brother.
not like not like they're rolling into the back going through the cast member entrances, or at Hollywood Studios, they're parking in the parking garage and just strolling in through the back and such. Go through the normal experience like a guest does and see what is happening, so you can truly say whether or not it's a good process, even down to dining reservations. Don't just have your table waiting for you at Brown Derby. Go through all the steps like a normal person would.
Yep.
But they won't. They never will.
No. Craig, I tell you, it's in an article I wrote to the cast members the week before Thanksgiving, that was one of the things that I mentioned, is the fact that the decisions that are being made at Walt Disney World are obviously they're being made by people who are disassociated with the in-park everyday experience for guests and for cast members. I like to be a frontline. I would love for them to stand next to a frontline cast member for an entire day to work that role and see what it's like. I'd love for them to, like Craig, you're right about the parking lots. Go through the parking plaza and park your car and schlep up to the front of the park. Yep. With friends and family. You should even have to push a stroller.
You should push a
Please
stroller.
do.
Yeah,
Push a
for
stroller. Manage the baby bag, please, and navigate the park from a guest's perspective for an entire day, and then see how many of the decisions you are currently making make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was going to say, with the Hollywood Studios lot in particular, like how poorly it's designed, I'm pretty sure I remember back when the trams were around. Like, I wasn't paying attention and walking up on my phone. I get on the tram, and it actually went away from the park, I think. Am I the only one that... Did it used to do that, I think?
think
And it
it's
came
just
back
from-
around, and I'm, like, sitting on the tram going, I could have just walked.
yes, with Hollywood Studios,
Like, I
you
would have
can't just
been
walk.
right there, and
Yeah.
boom. And it like... whoosh.
Yeah, if you were on like the side closest now to the Skyliner and the
Yeah.
trams were going, they would have to go down and go around before they come back up. So you would have been able to get up there
And I
faster.
was actually trying to get the Phantasmic at the time. Oh, gosh. And
Yeah,
I just...
so
I was
sorry,
like... And
bud.
I was a little stressed. I was like,
bet.
could have got there quicker
bet.
on my
Yeah.
feet.
I bet.
But with Magic Kingdom too, I think like I've got competing thoughts about it because the trams are back. I'm like, I don't want to sit next to people.
Yeah.
But also walking on that blacktop for as long as you do, by the time you get to the transportation and ticket center, like it is so hot and it's 10 a.m.
Especially at the end of the night too. Like you just been in the park all day and you're like, the walk back to the car just seems so daunting. You know, it's just like I just want to jump on a tram and have you take me.
Yeah, if you've got a little one asleep in your arms,
Oh, yeah.
and they just grow heavier and heavier by the minute. Like a parking lot tram is a beautiful thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm glad that they're back on because for those for whom they are, essential, that actually is going to come back online. We can have the debate as to whether we should have had them all the way along, but we'll just be thankful for what we're getting. Get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Well,
gosh.
or maybe you do. Next thing is Storybook Dining at Artist Point and Boatwright's Dining Hall are coming back online. So Storybook Dining at Artist Point is at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, coming back online December the 14th. So next Tuesday. And then the 16th for Boatwrights over at Port Orleans Riverside. I have actually, true confessions time, never eaten at either one of
Same.
them. Okay, good.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm sorry. I want to go to Storybook Dining. That's the one that I'm like, okay. Like, we went to, my hubby and I ended up over at, out by the water at...
Never
and
been
it's
to Yes.
gone. Geyser Point. Geyser Point. And we were standing at the steps to Artist Point and just kind of looking up into the Territory Lounge and going, oh gosh, it will be great once that's back open again because I really want to go. Have you guys been? I know Boatwrights has the whole skillet thing, which seemed like it was a redeeming factor.
Storybook I've never done. Boatwrights I have done a while ago with my family, and nobody really liked it. And I know that's one of the restaurants that Pete has frequently said it's not good. And based on his word, I haven't really gone back before it closed. But I am optimistic. We've seen a lot of restaurants turn around, and this one has been closed for quite some time. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, maybe it'll be good. Who knows? I'll go, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Well, and it's got characters for us. We actually have another character dining experience. We'll have Snow White and the Evil Queen and Sleepy and Grumpy or Dopey.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
Grumpy.
But that
That's it.
is specifically at Artist Point, not
Okay.
not at Boatwrights.
Not at
So-
no, they are not
Yeah.
at
Right.
Boatwrights.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I just
Although
wanted to make- yeah.
in little sailor costumes, that would be really cute.
I don't remember Snow White in her sailor costume at any
No.
point in time, but I mean, Fiasco would know since he was our Navy person here.
I actually have Snow White in a sailor costume on my arm.
Oh, look at that.
Well,
Make her
there you
hula
go.
Not
dance.
actually Snow White, but
Yeah,
Sailor
close enough.
costume for sure.
I love the Storybook Dining at Artist
Okay.
Point, so I've only had the chance to do it once, but it was really nice. I have always loved Artist Point. It's one of those restaurants that always frustrated me going with people who like walked in the door with a negative perception. Just gonna say Pete in this situation. There was one night we were there for like a 3-hour meal. It was like glorious. It was so good, and then at the end of the meal, everyone's just like, it was okay. Like, no, what? We were at the same meal the whole entire time. How did it switch so quickly? But I've always loved that space, and I don't know when I'll go back to it, but just because I don't eat on property regularly, except for quick service for work. But one day, I'll be back one day.
One day.
I haven't been to
Excellent.
storybook dining. I wanted to go a few years ago for my birthday, but the people that were going to come with me, they looked at the menu, and for them, they were like, eh.
Oh,
Like, one was
okay.
allergic to shellfish, the other one was just kind of like, no. So we didn't go. We went somewhere else. So I am definitely going as soon as possible because I really am excited about it coming back.
Excellent, excellent. Well, reservations are open now, so they opened on December 2nd. So definitely get into My Disney Experience and check that out if you want to go. So another thing that's coming to My Disney Experience is, well, it's already here, the mobile merchandise mobile checkout, but it's being expanded, which I think is fantastic for the holidays. So it's already at the Emporium in Magic Kingdom. It is also coming to Island Mercantile in Animal Kingdom and Mickey's of Hollywood in Hollywood Studios. It'll also come to several places in Disneyland, and all you got to do is open up the app, scan the barcode. You can, if you've got to have your credit card linked or your debit card, whatever, gift card loaded into My Disney Experience. You can check out, and then you have a designated person to check in with, a cast member by the exit, who will look at all of your information, look at what you're rolling out, because you get like a clear bag to be able to shop with in the merchandise location. So they'll check your bag, so you're not rolling out with anything you've not paid for. And then you're out of there. You can skip the whole cashier line. So have any of you tried the mobile checkout? I know Pete has.
No.
No?
have not either.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it. It's
Yeah.
just, it can be convenient when the lines are long, but if the line gets long for mobile checkout, it can also be inconvenient. So it really just depends. Kind of have to assess where you're doing it at and what the weights are. So
Plus, I think there's like some items that you can't buy through it, like or something like that. I remember them doing it on that first day that we were at Creations, and the lady was basically saying it would be faster to do it, except for if you were purchasing this specific thing.
I think if it's like a limited edition item that's kept behind the register, that's where
Yeah.
you can't buy anything.
That makes sense.
Or if it's something that's like locked up that they need to get into, then obviously for those reasons. But basically everything else. Yes, specifically those.
I used it in
Perfect.
the when they were when they were working on getting rid of mouse gear.
Yeah. May it
So
rest in
that
peace.
that made me sad anyway to be in there. So I'm like, ooh, I'll try this, and then I don't have to be in here for very long. And yeah, it was great. Like,
Good.
Got in, got what I needed, got out. So
Excellent.
I'm for the Emporium. Bring it on.
And I saw one comment, so I want to address it though. Just because they have it, it doesn't mean that they're cutting cast members from doing it. Because I will tell you two things I've learned with it when I've done it. Even if you know how to navigate on the mobile checkout and stuff, there's probably 3 other people around you who don't, who are asking a cast member how it works, and then they still have to check everything you bought, put it in the bag and such. So there is still that interaction. It's just waiting
never
in a
been to a
line that's
Costco.
not it's waiting in a line that's not an established line. It's more of a free form line. So it still requires cast members. So I think it's for different people. It's like for me, I choose a self checkout anytime I can. And I know that
Okay.
makes me a terrible person, but I can be faster than the person who wants to have conversation with me. That's for a topic for a different show. So
I
I'm
just feel
gonna
like
stop
I'm an
talking
introvert,
now.
so it makes me nervous to have the interaction. But then I ultimately end up always talking to the employee that's by
Yes.
the self checkout, to the point where they're like, "Oh, you're back again," and I'm like, "It doesn't matter how many times a day I come to this Target. Don't shame me." But then I'll always, "Oh, hey," so making relationships, But people were asking in the chat, can you get your annual pass holder in the app? And people in the chat
Yes.
already answered that
Yep.
yes, it gets applied automatically in there, which is nice.
Yeah, you want to make sure before you come and try to use the mobile checkout that your AP, like if you're an annual pass holder, put that in, or if you're a cast member, put that in, so that your discounts will show. If you're using a Disney Visa card, you want to put that in as well, because there's a 10% discount over $50, if I remember correctly. So yeah, you want to have all that information ready to go, so that when you get into the Emporium, you know what you need to do. But yeah, those discounts all pertain, which is a glorious thing, that's for sure. Thinking our next little tidbit, our little nugget is the fact that international regulations, rules for international travelers who are entering the United States have changed. So they've gone from needing to produce a negative test, COVID test, within 3 days before your flight to 1 day. So I'm so excited that international travelers are coming back. And I'm sure that if you've got a Walt Disney World trip planned or a Disneyland trip planned and you're traveling internationally, I'm sure you already are well aware of this new regulation that's gone into place. But yes.
This is going to be very awkward, and I hope they watch or listen to this so that way I can make up for it. But I was talking to a really awesome couple yesterday at Universal, and they know who they are. It was right after the Blues Brothers show, and the reason I'm saying they know who they are is because I literally already forgot their names. And it was because I was freaking out internally. I could not find my keys at all in my I thought they fell out of my pocket. I couldn't find them in my bag, and so I was standing having a conversation with them and trying to be polite without like having a complete meltdown or be like, I'm sorry, I have to figure this out. And so I probably seemed like I was drunk or frantic or a mixture of both. But yeah, the only reason I thought of this is because they were international visitors from the UK. So please, the photo we took together, please tag me in it when you post it somewhere so we can reconnect.
Did you find your keys?
Yes.
Good. Sure. Okay. Good. You poor thing. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that ended well. So yes. So we really hope, I don't know, that's within 24 hours before your flight. Like I've been with my in-laws, recently they were going on a cruise and you had to have had it within, I think it was 48 hours. They were sailing on Celebrity, and it was kind of down to the wire about them getting their results back, and just kind of helping them think through that or navigate through that and get on the phone with Celebrity and say, okay, well, what's going to happen if... So I hope it all works out to be able to get your results quickly.
I mean, I like that they're trying to make it more accurate for sure. Like
absolutely.
On the surface level, I see going from 3 days to 1. I'm like, good, but like, that's stressful. Like I remember Pete was talking about like the wait, like to get on the cruise. Like you have to sit in your car and wait to be told if you can get on the ship or not.
Yep.
I'm like, whew,
yeah, you
stressful.
think you're going on a cruise,
right?
You can't
like,
get too
holy
excited.
cow! But at the same time, like, it's
Yeah.
good stuff. So as long as it's efficient and not ruining people's trips, then
Absolutely.
bring it on.
All right, we're gonna talk about Festival of the Holidays, but before we do that, there was an Entertainment Weekly article that came out just within the last 24 hours, highlighting Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It is the coaster that is coming to Epcot. If you don't know what it is, it's part, obviously, of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Very personally excited about this coaster. Cannot wait. And the amazing Jackie wrote up an article for the Diz, wdwinfo.com, about the article. Just, if you don't want to read through the Entertainment Weekly piece, she's giving you the highlights, the really big things that we as Walt Disney World fans need to know. That article has since been removed from the internets. By the time you see this, maybe it's later in the week, maybe that article is back up, but as of right before the show, I'm trying to pull up the article. The article is page not found. But
Why?
here,
Is there drama?
well, there was drama
Spill.
regarding,
Spill.
yes, it was regarding animatronics, that word animatronics.
Oh.
And it was replaced with digital, was it digital media?
It's because there aren't animatronics in the attraction anymore. There were supposed to be animatronics of every single character, and now I think it's just Groot and Rocket. Or just Groot. It's only one now instead of like all of them. It was supposed to be... I'm looking around like anybody knows, but I spoke with somebody who told me that information.
Okay. Okay,
I've
so...
been in the building, and I didn't know that information, but...
Oh, very good. You didn't see any animatronics in the building, did you? You
I can't
speak.
remember who
when I
told
was
me.
let in the building, I mean, literally, you're let in, like, in those situations, they don't want to talk to you. And any question, you'll be like, oh, that's really cool. That looks nice, doesn't it? And they're like, yes, we acknowledge. And that's kind of how they treat you when you go to these like behind the scenes things that no one has ever seen before. It's like, yes, that does exist there.
That's
well,
very
can you tell me
cyborg.
about that? We can tell you about that in just a little bit of time, shortly.
Stay tuned for more information.
Yeah.
It's always, we look forward to talking about that in the future, and getting more
Yeah.
information on that in the future.
That's
also,
pretty much the exact verbatim one. We look forward to talking more about that in the future.
They also they took down that Star Wars video too.
Yeah.
Did you see that? That's like were we talking about that? I'm sorry.
No, Fiasco mentioned it before we went live today. The fact that the Galactic Star Cruiser preview video was put out on the internet.
It not only was that taken down, but previously Disney has come out and said that they were booked out for 4 months at the Star Cruiser to suggest, there's people that are willing to pony up the $6,000 to do this experience. But then after their teasers, there's a lot of days open now. So that would suggest that either they weren't fully booked or we have some cancellations.
Oy.
We could save this discussion for the Patreon after show if you want, because I have some thoughts about it.
You have thoughts?
But yeah,
Okay.
I'll say I'm if we're without going into it, I'm team cancellation if I had to guess on it. So
Really?
Yeah, but you weren't team booked to begin with.
No,
either.
I'm saying if I had to think, I would say there was also people who canceled just because there were reporters who got to go inside as all part of that, and I wouldn't say that. I would say it wasn't necessarily overwhelming. It wasn't underwhelming. It was just like.
Meh.
It was right in that
Whelming.
That it was just
Whelming.
it was whelming.
It was just whelming.
Yeah, the experience being described was whelming. Even at Destination D23.
Interesting.
It was just it felt very whelming. Not necessarily blow away your expectations or completely shatter like them and say this is
that's what that little video feels like.
And so for a very expensive experience, I feel like you want it.
I want
to
my
blow you
socks
away.
blown off.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
My space socks.
For that price, yeah.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
Don't want it to
Yeah.
just be.
This
whelming.
needs to be the culmination of all the hopes and dreams of every hardcore Star Wars fan. Like, legit. Straight
Yeah.
up, just give us whatever we need to step into the universe. So,
Yeah.
oh dear, bless Disney's heart. But we do have a few nuggets from that Entertainment Weekly article before it went bye-bye, which is really pretty cool. We want all the details we can, right? So they described the attraction as being between the speeds of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and Rock and Roller Coaster.
Well, I'm assuming the launch is like Rock and Roller Coaster.
And that's going to be an inverted launch.
backwards, yeah.
Exactly. Like a.
That's gonna make me sick. It's gonna make me so
You're gonna
sad
have to
because
take a Dramamine.
I know, and I want to love it so much, and I'm a little sad, but I think it'll be. I have high hopes for it. but-
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean, that is one of the things that the Imagineers were like trying to stress with us, that this is the next step up from Mine Train. So if you can handle,
See, I could do
if
that,
you can
yeah.
handle Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, yes, there will be also the active storytelling part of this coaster that does mean a backwards launch and stuff. But they are saying it is the next step up from that. So I think it's still going to be pretty
worried about
accessible for a
spinning,
lot of
that's
people.
all.
Yeah, well, I mean
that's a fear of mine, too.
that is the reality, is that it probably will spin slightly. I'm not going to say like over the top crazy. It probably will slightly at points in time, but
I want it to be controlled. I don't want it to be that thing where the cart can spin just as it whips.
yeah,
You know what I
it's-
mean?
Well, it's not Primeval Whirl. I mean,
Yeah.
we see where that is right now.
I can't see it anymore. It's gone.
No,
May it
it's
rest in
it's there.
peace.
It's there. They put up
Under the
they
ground.
put up one of those WandaVision walls in front of it. That's what's really happening.
It's in the hex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it is. I just hope it's.
Somebody just
so
said,
good.
honestly, if the Galactic Star Cruiser isn't at the level of Westworld, it would not be worth it. I'm like, that's really true, actually. I feel like, but that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Also, they've told us that it's Xandar has come to Earth. So, of course, we're going to have Glenn Close back as Nova Prime, which that's fantastic. And they're coming to bring, their culture, what they have learned to Terra, to Earth. So I look forward.
Is she still alive in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No.
What
Right?
happened?
Because Thanos destroyed Xandar.
Yes, and it's just a one-off line in one of the
Spoiler
in the
alert,
thing.
sorry.
And it's pre-snap, so it's
Yes.
like they didn't come back. Yeah,
No, they're gone,
but we
baby.
just didn't see it happen. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. But I know that James Gunn has said that this exists in its own
Yes.
it's its own thing. It's not.
Yeah, I've
it's
said
not-
it before when talking about the Wizarding World. The correct phrasing is the Wizarding World is timeless, and in this situation, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coaster is timeless.
That's why it's an
There you
adult
go.
Groot too. They said because somebody asked, were they like, is that Groot now an adult again? And they're like, no, it's not the same thing. So he tried to explain it without saying what it was. I was like, oh.
I can't get enough of Baby Groot. More Baby Groot all the time.
You guys
I wish it
just
was the T'Challa Star Wars. It's fine.
you guys just put an Easter egg in my head that I don't know if I should mention, but it's like not even that big of a deal. So I'm gonna mention it. It's fine.
Do it.
Have you guys been watching Hawkeye? This is not.
No.
Yes. Oh.
Nope. Don't watch it. I haven't watched
can't
anything
talk
yet.
about it.
I only watched the first 10 minutes of the first episode.
Okay,
so
no,
I
I'm not.
Actually, have to
I'm
get
not gonna
caught
say it. I'm not gonna say it. It's
just
just a cool
realized I
Easter
forgot
egg.
to check the mail on the way here too,
It's-
because I'm supposed to have a shirt.
It is so good. It is so good. Well, and speaking of Easter eggs, that's the last thing that Entertainment Weekly really said is that for fans of the franchise, we're going to find Easter eggs throughout Cosmic Rewind.
I love Easter egg hunting.
Absolutely. Give us all the Easter eggs, please. So excited about that. If you are a France Pavilion fan, a wine fan, there is a new kiosk coming to the France Pavilion. It's Les Vins de Chef de France. And it is where the two kiosks used to be before the Creperie moved back to the France Pavilion expansion. It's a new, beautiful kiosk. With architectural details that mirror what we see over at Les Chefs de France, that the main part of the pavilion. It had plant walls in front of it when I was there last week. Does it still have plant walls, Ben? Do you know?
I don't know. They don't.
Okay.
They don't let me outside.
Okay, they don't let you outside. You don't get to walk around and look around.
I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes, but no.
So
We won't talk about that.
There you go. There you go. So Jackie's got an article on the Diz. Definitely check that out. It's got a bunch of pictures. They've got an extensive looking menu there. And if wine's your thing, that's where you're going to find your slushes as well. So if the Grand Marnier slush is your thing, it'll be there.
I'm just happy after years of the France Pavilion being cast into neglect, nothing new, nothing fresh up there, that they're finally saying, let's fix this. Let's make
Yes.
France a better pavilion in the World Showcase.
That's right.
Okay, let me save people some time though. All right,
Okay.
if sweet wine, go to Italy. Like this happens so much.
Okay.
There's not a lot of sweet wine in French culture. Generally, there is, but it's not really represented in Epcot. So if you're like, oh, I really would love a Moscato, Italy.
There you go.
Just don't waste your time. But other than that, I'm sure it's gonna be beautiful. So
It's going to be great.
I'm excited.
Yay, excellent. Before we get into our thoughts about Festival of the Holidays, if you are an annual pass holder and you'll be here through December the 30th, there is a discount available to you on Tuesdays and Tuesdays only. You can save 10% at select locations, select booths, holiday kitchens. The list is extensive, and it's pretty much all the booths that you want to go to that are owned, that are festival specific, run by Disney, from American Holiday Table to Holiday Hearth Desserts to L'Chaim to Meli Kalikimaka, all those really good things. So if your Epcot day is a Tuesday and you're an annual pass holder and the wind is blowing in the proper direction
And you're
And
not
it-
using cash.
Yes, exactly. You're right. And you've got to be using a cashless payment type. Then you're good to go. 10% for you. Hope you enjoy it. Enjoy that discount, that big discount. So we have been to the Festival of the Holidays. Almost all of us, not Ben, but we still like Ben, so he can still stay in the room and talk about, he's in Epcot enough, that's for sure. But we got to go. We have given our thoughts about the different food items that we tried on that first on opening weekend. Definitely check that out on the Disney Dining channel if you've not already done so. Big compilation video, and Kylie Williams is in it. Yay! And Haley Fiascanaro's in it. Yay! So really, really cool stuff. So excited that they got to join in. So thoughts about, I mean, you can talk about the food. We've already talked about the food some. So thoughts about other things.
I have a thought.
Oh my gosh, of course you do. Yes.
I am so sad that they changed the eggnog beer to that Three Daughters Brewing because it is. Craig sent me the photo and I didn't believe him at first. I thought it was the wrong thing, or maybe it was different at a different cart, and it was and it's listed. I went back and checked, thinking maybe it was a mistake that it was listed as a white porter. It is not a white porter, and it doesn't taste anything like eggnog. I would never even put the word eggnog on it because I don't get a single flavor of it compared to the Shipyard one they used to have that we loved, that was like literally like drinking like a Christmas cookie eggnog thing. And I'm just really sad about it.
I'm so sorry about that.
I'm just sad about it. It's
You
fine.
were
I'll find
that was
a new
the
one.
thing
Yeah.
that made you the most happy.
Yeah, I know. It's so random because they had it at one this place called Koji in Plymouth, Massachusetts, right down near where my mom lives and my aunt lives in Plymouth, and there was like a Christmas thing they did one year, and this was like 2019, I think, maybe.
Okay.
And we went in and they tried it, and my aunt literally said this year, she's like, if you come up, we're gonna look for. We got to get that eggnog beer again. And I'm like, sorry, Kelly. It's not happening.
I'm so sorry. There is a coquito shake. What is it? I think
There is a coquito beer. I haven't had that
Okay,
yet
that's
because
what
I've had it before. I don't know if it's the same one, but it wasn't as good as I had wanted it to be. I did try a peanut butter banana beer that was also a little weird. It was like drinking a banana smoothie that then had a peanut buttery kind of aftertaste to it. So, because I'll try any peanut butter beer, always, hands down. Peanut butter, love peanut
is
butter.
that a standard thing? Is that something you see a lot in the beer world? Peanut butter?
I feel like I've seen it more lately. It was like a little trend for a second, but I mean, I seek them out, so
Fair
I don't know.
enough.
I don't know. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's
sorry
okay.
about that. I'm sorry. What else?
I love seeing the Santas walking around.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Yeah.
glad that's back. It's just that extra layer that they put in.
That's definitely mine as well, Ben. The fact that the holiday storytellers are back. You know, Père Noël is my favorite. And so that first day of the festival, I came in, I posted a couple things on social, and then I went, Père Noël. I pulled it up real quick under the entertainment tab in my Disney experience and shuffled on back to the France Pavilion as fast as my little feet could carry me and sat there just listening to him. He's my favorite. I know a lot of people like Father Christmas. I know Helga used to be in the Norway Pavilion, and people are sad that she's not there anymore. But Père Noël.
Helga was Germany, wasn't she?
Oh, was she Germany?
Yeah,
Forgive
because
me.
Norway is or maybe it is Helga in Norway too, but
Okay.
Norway's still the same. It's the lady and then the little wiry man who had too much coke is like coming out and like going crazy.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Bless him. Well, you would know best. You are the German expert here.
No, I just like
You
the
are.
Santas.
Did you see there's German merchandise this year?
It's every year.
Okay. Well, I learned something new this year. I wasn't doing the shopping videos like this last year, so I was, but not there yet. But I need to say a positive thing because I feel like I said
Do
too
it.
many negative things in a row. I realized that I have 2 dining videos I haven't edited yet. but
Good.
I don't know if I want to do a spoiler alert, but there's a dessert in America that you should definitely try.
Oh.
I didn't want it, and my friend wanted it, and I tried it for the video, and you know what? It was delicious. And I'll let you guess which one it was. You'll find out soon
Wait a
enough.
second. Is it at American Holiday Table? It's the festival booth? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Christmas miracle because we have 9 dining show slots to fill before the end of the year.
Well, I got 2 for you,
There
pal.
we go.
God bless us, everyone.
So I'm going to derail the conversation
Do it.
just momentarily because Rhino brought up eggnog. For years on videos, I've been saying that for me, eggnog has like a minty flavor, and everyone
What?
always thought I was crazy. I finally pieced it together because I was reading more about it, and it's not mint that I'm necessarily getting. It's the bubble gum flavor that is apparently a thing that there is a small amount that people get, And for me, I don't like regular bubble gum. Like, I will never chew it. But when I was a kid going to the dentist, I always opted to get the bubble gum fluoride that had, it was like mint bubble gum.
Yeah.
And so that's what I taste when I have
Wait,
a lot of
triggering
eggnog
like
stuff.
an olfactory response?
It really is.
Wow.
And that's why I'm like, yeah, that's that minty flavor. Because to me, bubble gum tastes like mint bubble gum fluoride from the dentist when I was a little child.
And you're drinking it.
And I'm drinking it now, and I love it. So
Wow.
I'm done.
Isn't that interesting?
A fluoride fiend back there.
I
I
didn't
love the fluoride.
Well, I didn't realize that eggnog has a bubblegum.
Only for some people. It's like the
Flavor, okay.
I think it's like the same idea as cilantro and soap,
Yes.
but that it seems to be more widespread. I think the bubble gum with eggnog is like a very, very small percentage.
Okay.
I guess I could see it in that, like, when I'm thinking of the beer that we used to like, in that, like, aftertaste where I was like, that beer used to taste so much like eggnog, but it also had this, like, sweetness to it. And I don't know. I kind of am like, that's interesting. It's fascinating.
Fascinating.
I would like to say of the food that I did eat at Festival of the Holidays, I liked just about everything except a few of the cookies. I didn't really like the black and white cookie and some of the other ones too.
Wait, what?
I'm
You
sorry.
didn't like the black and white?
I'm talking heresy right now, but no, I didn't
You
like
gotta
the black
go.
and white.
Fiasco,
Oh
that's it.
no,
I'm sorry.
out.
Pack your bags.
But what I would also like to mention that like is something that really excited me and probably only excites another handful of people, but I've been keeping an eye out for it, is the reopening of stores in the World Showcase. I just really like all the different stores in the countries, and I've been waiting with anticipation for the right side of shops in the UK to open.
Yeah.
And they have finally reopened. So
Yay.
they're there where you can check out your family crest, and they have all like the medieval swords and like all the Beatles stuff and like other UK stuff. Those stores are all open now. Previously it was just the whole left side of stores, and now both.
Okay, yeah, good. Because I remember like going in that side, and then I saw merchandise back there, and I'm like, ugh. I couldn't go.
You can't get
Ripped
it.
off.
No, that's awesome that
Yep.
they've
Good stuff.
reopened. That's
Almost bought a sword, but then I was like, no, I don't need to do
Should've done
this.
it.
But I just the
Oh
excitement of it being open, I'm like, I'm gonna buy, Lionheart, but no, I didn't.
No. Okay. Well, let us know when you do.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll post it on social if I do.
Please, please, and bring it in for show and tell. It's the Candlelight Processional is back as well, which it's back in a modified fashion, but so so good to have some of these things come back online, and it really, while it's not everything, like it's not back to quote unquote normal. Who knows whether we'll see that again. But it was neat to have that just kind of take a step toward getting back to what we used to have. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to experience. Let us know what your favorite things are about the Festival of the Holidays down in the comment section. We would love, love, love to know. What do I need to add to my must-do list? I've done the holiday cookie stroll, and just to answer one thing, somebody was saying, bless my heart for eating all those cookies. I do eat some of the cookie, and then I put it in a little container to take home and savor, because I want to savor the cookies and I want to enjoy them.
Did you see the little?
So I
did you see the
eat
cookie
enough
jar?
I saw the
It's
cookie
a little
jar,
tiny
and I
cookie
watched
jar.
your
Yeah,
video, and
because I was like,
don't,
Jenny's probably got this. No.
I don't have it.
Oh. Oh.
It's really cute. I would want more cookies in the cookie jar. Like, that's a small cookie jar.
I think it's just I thought it was because I'm like a holiday one sometimes. I don't know. I also am like I don't need cookies that much. I guess that I'm like I need a jar that they would facilitate the jar.
Well, let me just say, you did the cookie stroll, but if you had the
Yes.
cookie in the back of the France Pavilion in the bakery back there, the chocolate chip one,
I've not.
that is the best cookie.
You love that cookie. And now
It's
that you say
so
that, I
good.
remember you saying that you love that cookie.
It's a
Why?
really good
Why
cookie.
do you love it so much?
I don't know, just like the way that they have the chocolate chunks in there, and like it's fluffy but just crispy enough too. Like
Okay.
it's like it was. If I out of all the cookies I've ever had, if I had to pick the perfect cookie, it's that one.
Okay.
And I love it so much. When I first moved here, I was so excited because I was like, I can go to the France bakery in the back of Epcot and just get like 8 of them. And that's what I did. And I brought like 8 cookies home to my apartment when we first moved to Florida. And then for breakfast for like the next week, I just had a cookie from France every day.
That's the breakfast of champions
Yeah,
right there.
right.
I think that's great. Chocolate chunks make a big difference. I know we've got bakery guy over here, but
Yes.
but
And he puts chocolate chunks in his chocolate chip.
yeah,
cookies,
it makes a huge difference. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Are those
So,
really better than the caramel, than the gingerbread cookie sandwich in the caramel shop in Germany? Because that's a cookie.
I have not had that one, but I have had the one in the France one. The France ice cream sandwiches are also really good.
Yeah, have you had that one?
I've actually not, and I
Yeah.
need to. It's been a while since I've been in caramel. Did I say that right, Craig?
Yeah,
It was close enough.
yeah, I'm not even going.
Yeah.
Nope, not even gonna say it.
There's supposed to be more slobber involved. I know.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
with that. So
Phlegm.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I didn't
but
have.
That's 2 gingerbread cookies, and then it's caramel, salted caramel buttercream, and then they put the caramel in also. Yeah. Oh.
That sounds good.
I'm just gonna say, y'all are psychopaths with your chocolate chunks. Like that is the reason why I don't eat Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
What?
Chocolate chunks need to get the heck out. Small quantities of chocolate are fine, but chunks just.
I do not even know what to do with you, Craig.
Chunks.
I
Chunks.
like my all-time favorite Ben and Jerry's flavor is New York Super Fudge Chunk, which is nothing but like large chunks of white and dark chocolate and nuts and everything else.
I like and respect all of you, but if you
Okay.
brought me a chocolate chunk cookie, said you made it at home, I would take one bite of it and then I would politely go to the bathroom and flush it.
How do you eat Gideon's cookies though? They're like pretty chunky chocolates.
I don't usually get their chocolate chip one very often. You know, I'll do their the Oreo one because that's pieces of Oreo that are
Yes.
inside, and the Oreo cookie is the classic cookie. And beyond that, no, I stay away from anything with chunks. I don't like chunks.
So speaking of Gideon's, now that you've brought that up,
friends.
but we're friends. Well, yeah, okay. So we'll have to make a note of that, Craig, so we don't disappoint you with our cookies.
Oh no!
Okay.
I just want you to know if you bring a chunk cookie,
Are
know
we
that
supposed to-
You'll
know
throw
that
it on the
Know that
ground.
I'm taking one bite of it, but secretly I'm throwing it away when you're not looking.
No, as I eat it and I smile when I eat it, in my heart I hate it.
I guess
But
I know
I'll
who's
still
not
eat
buying.
it.
And I'll tell
taking
you how
notes.
great it is, but I'm lying.
I'll lie to your face.
Oh my God.
I guess I know who's not buying my chocolate chip cookies.
Exactly right. No Craig Williams, that's for sure. So speaking of Gideon's, there are 2 cookies that are out this December. Which how fun
Has anybody
is,
had any of them?
last year? Yes.
Okay, I haven't had these 2 yet. Because it's
So-
like cramp. Tell me what they are.
Yes, it's Von Krampus, which is mint chocolate chip, which is my favorite of all the cookies, closely rivaled by the Valencia orange and chocolate.
Does it
cookie.
have? Is that the one that's supposed to be like Andes mints or something
Yes,
like that?
it is.
It's a
Andes
little,
Mints.
it's light on mint though. It's chocolate forward and then a little bit of a mint flavor.
Love it.
That
I
sounds
love it
so
much.
good.
And then there's the Santa's White Christmas, which they've changed. Have they changed the name?
They changed the name.
Yes.
They didn't change the recipe.
cookie.
And I like this one better than the Krampus just because with Krampus, to me, it just wasn't enough mint to it.
Okay.
But I don't know. Everyone's different, and every batch is also just slightly different when it comes to their specialty cookies. I mean, it's a recipe that they're following, of course, but
Sure.
I mean, it's like what can happen with any baked good. You can get extra chocolate chunks in your one piece, and then the next person gets no chocolate chunks. Am I right?
You're right, Craig. Am I right? No, I remember you saying last year because how cool is this? Gideon's has been open at Disney Springs for almost a year now. So I'm having, when I saw that the Vom Krampus, is it Krampus or Krampus?
Krampus. I don't know why.
Okay.
I was just watching the movie Krampus the other night, and so I'm like going into the old German Krampus.
Krampus, caramel. So I was really excited to see those cookies come around again. And I remember you saying that Santa's White Christmas or whatever, Santa's Christmas cookie is your favorite, that you favor that. What do you guys, have you tried them? Of course, have you tried them? Yes.
The only times I've had Gideon's was when someone brought them to me. And I liked Gideon's a lot, but not enough to want to wait for it.
Okay, have you
Yeah.
been to East End Market in
Yeah.
Orlando?
I literally walked up to the
Yes.
window for. I mean, if you go during the week, you could just like walk up.
Oh, in
I know
Winter
it gets a
Park?
line, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that. Right. Yeah.
Do it. Add it as a field trip for you
Okay.
and Haley.
I will. But what I am really excited about is Salt and Straw. I will wait in line for that when it comes. I'm
Which
so excited.
They're doing $10 shipping now.
They
I think
are.
for this for the holiday season.
They're shipping the cookies.
Oh no! Salt and Straw is shipping.
Ice
the
cream.
ice
Oh,
cream.
Salt and Straw. $10?
Yes,
Oh,
something
I'm gonna
like
be
that. Am I
ordering
right?
it now.
That
Am I
finally
right?
makes
Yes,
it worthwhile.
you are right.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
ordered it last night.
I went to
Yeah.
order it during like when we were still in lockdown, and it ended up being like it was like it's like $75 for however much of the ice cream.
Yep.
But then the shipping was like $50, and I was
Yep.
like, no, that makes each one of these little containers like $20.
Yes,
I was
it
like, I
does.
can't do that. I mean, I know how good it is, but
Their holiday flavors just
yeah.
came out too.
Did you get the turkey one?
I didn't get the turkey one. So their
Holy
weird
cow.
flavors, while they excite me, I'm just like, I'm going to stick with what I know. 3 salted malted cookie doughs, a boysenberry sherbet, and then those last 2 slots is where I experiment. So
Okay.
I'm going to try their gingerbread, and I'm going to try their
gingerbread, yeah.
their peppermint chocolate one, whatever it is called.
Peppermint chocolate. Okay.
But salt and malted always takes like
I'm
3
looking
full
into
slots.
this right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, do it.
Do some research, Rhino. We need the research. But yeah, that's gonna open at Disney Springs next year. Cannot wait.
Oh yeah, that's really.
Cannot wait.
That's gonna be fun.
Cannot wait.
Hey, save that for the conversation about what we're looking forward to next year. Happening
Okay.
this Saturday on the Diz Unplugged Marathon Show.
That's right.
Good
I'll
plug,
make a
good
note.
plug.
Solid.
I'll make a note. That was awesome. So anyhow, yes, the festival of the holidays, and then all the other food as well. Please enjoy all the other food. Yeah, I can talk about cookies for days. If you are headed out to Disneyland,
Let's actually we'll
What?
wrap this up. We're already going way
you
long on that.
you don't want to talk about Disneyland?
We'll talk about it on Off the Rails this Thursday.
Okay.
He's stealing another topic.
If you
We are going long.
I know we're going long, Craig. Well, okay. Craig, it's his
That's
call.
what the after show's for.
He's the producer. And speaking of the after show, Patreon, if you are a member of Patreon at any level, we are having a show that will start momentarily, just moments from now. We'd love to have you join us. And I would like to talk about Spider-Man, if we could.
What? We can't talk about it yet. Nobody's seen it.
I want to talk about the preparation for Spider-Man.
Oh, that. Yeah, I'll definitely
Okay.
talk with you about that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, good. So we'll talk about that. Again, if you've enjoyed this show, please consider giving us a thumbs up, a like, hit subscribe, and hang out with us more often. And speaking of hanging out with us, we will see you on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll be here in this room. Be there and be square, or be there or be square. I mean, if you're here, you're not square.
Listen, they've
Yes.
got the Goosebumps ice cream on salt and straw. That's all that mattered out of this episode. Go on, sorry.
Breaking news. Goosebumps ice cream still available on Salt and Straw. Excellent. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending time with us. We know that your time is incredibly, incredibly precious, especially during the holiday season. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. We look forward to hanging out with you again on Saturday and in the days to come. Thanks so much to Craig and Ben and Fiasco and Rhino for jumping in here and joining the conversation. And we hope that the rest of your week is a great one. Take good care, everyone. Bye.